Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight for 23 ABC News at 11. I'm Tim Callahan. Tonight's top stories. A Kern County Fair board meeting gets heated as board officials and employees clash over a recent audit report released by the state. Some former Fair employees speaking out to us tonight. And a popular place in central Bakersfield to get a cup of coffee closed by health officials. More on what Public Health Department investigators found at the filling station after they received a customer complaint. Carrie?
The Lady Rams tennis team, they're bringing home some hardware back to the Hill. We're going to have more and some highlights coming up for you in sports. Allison?
And high pressure dominates over the region for the next several days. I'll let you know how warm temperatures could be getting the rest of the week when 23 ABC News at 11 starts right now.
From downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News at 11 starts now.
Good evening. A meeting of the Kern County Fair Board of Directors ending in a shouting match when board members refused to answer questions from the public. The board saying they won't comment on alleged misuse of state funds. And our cameras rolling as the Fair's CEO ignores our questions and moves behind closed doors. 23 ABC's Austin Westfall in studio now. He was at that meeting with more on why some residents are very unhappy with Fair officials and how that meeting was conducted. Austin.
Tim, tonight was the first Kern County Fair Board of Directors meeting since allegations that the Fair misused state funds and violated multiple laws. The Fair is yet to comment directly about whether these allegations are true. I asked the Fair CEO that exact question. Here's what happened.
Mike, have you heard from the state about the investigation?
Some of the rollers. Christine?
Oh, yeah.
Mike, can I talk to you about the audit?
Mike Olcott, CEO and general manager of the Kern County Fair, ducking 23 ABC's questions about alleged misuse of funds by his fair.
I know you're adjourned. It wouldn't have mattered anyway, Blodgey.
And the chairman of the Fair's board getting heated.
Now that we know each other's first names and you know I've known you for a long time, are you happy?
No,
Okay.
I'm not happy.
Well, that's too bad.
And I'm going to make a big issue out of it.
Good girl. Yeah, go.
The dramatic moments coming as the Kern County Fair Board of Directors held its first meeting Monday after a California Department of Food and Agriculture audit detailed that a California County Fair misused state resources and violated multiple state laws. The Kern County Fair is not mentioned by name, but the Kern County District Attorney's Office saying Fair board members confirmed to them that the audit was likely about the Kern County Fair.
Excuse me.
As Fair officials left the building, many members of the public who showed up and wanted answers leaving unsatisfied because the board members refused to answer questions about the alleged misused funds.
I don't think they wanted to hear from us, and I think they were defensive, and it's regrettable.
The entire conduct of this meeting leaves a very bad taste in one's mouth in terms of how they are actually addressing the problems.
The problems, according to the audit, include over $300,000 in misused funds, including $132,000 in credit card purchases with no receipts and $30,000 in excessive and illegal travel expenses. The report also saying several employees spent most of their work hours doing side jobs.
My specific boss pressured everybody in the maintenance department.
Chris Medellin was in the audience at the meeting. He says he's a former employee of the fair and calls himself one of the whistleblowers who triggered the investigation. He explains one example where he was asked to fix a truck that belonged to his boss's friend.
So I got a box of parts saying, hey, can you do this? Well, it wasn't a fair thing, but I did it on Fair's time, and the guy gave me a check later on.
Medellin, like many others, felt that the board should be more transparent about how taxpayer money was spent. Board member Lucas Espericueta is saying that's not an issue.
We're operated like a business. Our revenue, the tickets from sales, the tickets from parking, our take from concessions, all that is part of our revenue, and paying all of our employees is part of our expenses. We don't receive or abuse any taxpayer money, and because it's the money that we generate here at the fair.
Now, we asked other board members for comment. All of them turned us down. The Kern County District Attorney's Office is investigating the fair following the audit. The DA says there may be possible civil and/or criminal charges filed. In the Live Center, Austin Westfall, 23 ABC, connecting you.
Austin, thanks. Now to a health alert. The Public Health Department announcing they've closed the filling station downtown today after health officials received a complaint and went to investigate. Health officials saying during that investigation they found live cockroaches along the coffee shop's espresso drain line. The county's Safe Diner page said that the business, which is located on 24th Street, has continued to operate with an active vermin infestation. The filling station currently closed and will remain closed until a deep clean of the facility is completed needed, according to that website. And the health department also closing a taco shop in South Bakersfield tonight. Guapo's Tacos on White Lane and Hughes closed after an inspection revealed numerous issues, mainly to do with their walk-in cooler and keeping food temperatures safe. According to the Public Health Safe Diner site, the temperature inside the cooler not operating properly. There was also no hand soap or water available for washing hands at the taco shop's sink for its workers. Officials said as soon as these issues are addressed, they can reopen. Now to those emergency evacuations ordered today in Los Angeles. A fast-moving wildfire threatening homes in the Pacific Palisades. The fire erupting suddenly, burning up a hillside. Fire crews then jumping into action from the air and on the ground. Homeowners running from the flames after fighting them with garden hoses. ABC's Kana Whitworth tonight there with more on that story.
Tonight, the all-out assault. Firefighters desperately trying to keep flames from burning down some of the most expensive homes in Southern California. Residents watching in horror, some with hoses in hand, until they too run for it. This chopper putting out a fire on the cusp of engulfing a home. Seconds later, police walking out the front door. A plane known as the Super Scooper later dropping water with laser precision.
Look how low they're flying to these homes. It's so close. They're flying so low right on top of these homes.
The wildfire sparked just before noon in the Pacific Palisades neighborhood of Los Angeles. You can see one woman running to her car as the fire closed in.
They will not sleep. They will not rest until they get this fire out.
This father going on foot to pick up his daughter from a nearby school.
I'm up here, the fire's there, and she's on the other side.
Our day there. That was ABC's Kana Whitworth reporting. At last check, the Palisades fire charring about 40 acres. 2 people were said to be injured. 1 firefighter said to have sustained a minor injury, and a civilian taken to the hospital complaining of respiratory distress. Mandatory evacuation orders in place for about 200 homes. Those orders have since been lifted as firefighters gained more control of the blaze tonight.
And speaking of fires across the region, we do have a chance to see the elevated fire risk here in Kern County later this week. I'll have more details on that coming up in Maine weather. But as for temperatures today, they were much warmer than what we've been feeling over the weekend and above average with a high of 79 degrees here in Bakersfield. That's because high pressure is slowly moving into the region. So you can see those clear skies here in Central California. A system passing through to our north, but that is not going to be impacting our area at all. You can see maybe a few high thin clouds in the mountains and desert this evening, but cool temperatures in those mid 60s, upper 50s here in the valley, 50s down in the South Mountains as well. But overnight it is going to be crisp and cool, 55 degrees, but a big warm up on the way beginning tomorrow. I'll let you know just how warm we could be getting later this week coming up next.
McFarland Police Department investigating a homicide. The coroner's office identifying the victim in that shooting. Police saying they received reports of a person who was unconscious, suffering major wounds at a house off Frontage Road in McFarland Saturday morning. When investigators got there, they found 58-year-old Emiliano Cerda Rico with multiple gunshot wounds. He died at the scene. No suspect information available at this time, though. If you have helpful information, call McFarland Police 792-2121. A man has died following a stabbing on Lomita Drive in Southeast Bakersfield this morning. According to the sheriff's office, around 8:15, deputies dispatched to Lomita Drive near East Bell Terrace. Deputies say they found a man suffering from trauma to his upper body. He was transported to a hospital where he later died. No one has been arrested in the stabbing. If you have information, call the sheriff's office 861-3110. Officials are continuing their investigation into a theft at Ridgeview High School Friday night during the varsity football game against Bakersfield Christian. School officials say several personal belongings stolen from BCHS players that were inside the locker room, including a truck from the school's parking lot belonging to a BCHS football player. The parents of the player whose truck was stolen say it happened at Ridgeview High School while the players were on the football field. Police say 3 juveniles in possession of the stolen truck crashed it into a tree a few miles from the school. They were all arrested.
The truck was involved in a vehicle collision at about 11:55 in the area of Ash and Woodmere, where the vehicle struck a tree. 3 juveniles were contacted at that location and believed to be in possession of the stolen vehicle.
I usually let them come like every time there's a game at school, but now with these things happening, I'm going to be more cautious.
According to BCHS, more than one player had their belongings stolen during the game. Officials saying it's not representative of their students and call the situation unfortunate. The Kern High School district would only say their police department is now investigating the matter.
The force brought us together.
That's the moment. They're coming up. The final trailer for that little-known movie, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, unveiled tonight, quickly going viral. Your first look, or perhaps 20 looks tonight. Allison?
And we have great conditions for your lunch hour tomorrow, 78 degrees at noon. More details on your full forecast coming up next.
Welcome back. A food recall to tell you about some frozen sausage patties sold at Walmart being pulled off store shelves because of possible salmonella contamination. George's Prepared Foods, based in Tennessee, recalling more than 6,000 pounds of ready-to-eat pork and turkey sausage patty products. The problem discovered when the firm notified the USDA Food Safety and Inspection Service that the firm's third-party cold storage facility had inadvertently shipped the ready-to-eat products to stores. There haven't been any reports of anyone getting sick. If you have any of the recalled sausages, you should discard them or return them. More information about the recall on our website, turnto23.com. Today, the cat people of Bakersfield started their two-day event for those of you needing to get your furry felines fixed. The mobile cat clinic available today for cats only. The clinic continues tomorrow. There are a few guidelines to follow if you're interested in bringing your cats by. They will fix 2 cats per address. Feral cats must be in a trap and domestic cats in a carrier. The surgeries are free of charge, but donations gladly accepted, they say. Shots will be available for a small fee. They're located 4120 East Drive, or give them a call 805-584-3823 to make an appointment. Happening later this week, it's the 3rd annual Agriculture Career Expo at Bakersfield College. The event happening Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Huddle, located on the Panorama campus of BC. In addition to the career fair, students from the Kern High School District and Bakersfield College coming together to learn about different career opportunities available to them in the agricultural industry through breakout sessions. Award-winning actor Denzel Washington set to play a Kern County Sheriff's deputy in a new crime thriller movie, according to Variety magazine. Denzel won't be portraying Sheriff Donnie Youngblood, but according to the online publication, he'll be playing a burnt-out Kern County deputy named Deke, who is partnered with a Los Angeles County Sheriff's detective to catch a serial killer in the film The Little Things. There are still talks as to who will play the serial killer, but Variety reporting that Jared Leto being considered for the role. Of course, this isn't Denzel's first rodeo when it comes to playing an official. He snagged an Academy Award for Best Actor for his role as a crooked cop in Training Day. The movie will be a Warner Brothers production, reportedly directed by John Lee Hancock, whose work includes The Blind Side and Netflix The Highwayman. Well, now to arguably the most anticipated movie of the year tonight. Star Wars fans getting their final sneak peek before the Rise of Skywalker debuts this December. No doubt those fans thrilled with excitement as they heard this familiar voice.
Long have I waited, and now you're coming together. Is your undoing.
Always good to see Chewie there. The new Star Wars trailer there confirming for certain tonight for fans their villain Empire Palpatine is back. The baddie who started it all, even helped create Darth Vader, hasn't been seen or featured in the series since 2005's Revenge of the Sith, released 14 years ago. Tonight's trailer debuted during halftime of Monday Night Football. The new movie will be the so-called end of the Skywalker saga, concluding the original story that began back in 1977. It'll also be the last Star Wars movie to feature the late actress Carrie Fisher. The Rise of Skywalker hits theaters December 20th. Tickets went on sale tonight. According to atomtickets.com, they're already breaking pre-sale records, so something to look forward to.
Wow.
Well, let's bring in meteorologist Allison Guerrero. We're looking forward to warmer than average temperatures as fall isn't quite setting in around Kern County yet.
No, not quite yet. We're hoping that it will be feeling like it for Halloween, which is in just over a week. But temperatures were above seasonal this afternoon and much warmer than this time yesterday, up 6 to nearly 10 in our valley cities and up 10 in our desert cities cities as well. That's all thanks to high pressure that continues to dominate over the region. And over the next several days, it's actually going to be pushing onshore. So that means we will be seeing those warm temperatures. And as of right now, we will remain with moderate air quality with an AQI of 71. But temperatures are going to be nearing that 90-degree mark. So it looks like that could be worsening significantly as we head into the next several days. For your Tuesday, though, if you are planning what you're going to be wearing to get out the door, 9 a.m., 66 degrees, 78 by noon. So great for lunch, maybe outside, and 85 for your afternoon. So it is going to be sunny and bright with calm winds. But that's all going to be changing as we head into your Thursday and Friday. These dry desert winds are going to be making its way from the east. So that means wind gusts could be reaching anywhere from 20 to potentially 30 miles per hour. So that mixed with very low relative humidity values that we will see to end your work week. And these warm temperatures, again, like I said, nearly 90 degrees for your Thursday and Friday. That does bring an elevated fire risk to the region. So that's something that we will continue to track and make sure that we are keeping an eye on. But then as we head into the weekend, it is going to be a breezy Sunday down to those upper 70s. And it looks like we will be reaching the 60s as early as next Tuesday. But it looks like not a cloud in the sky for us here in Bakersfield for at least the next several days. The Kern River Valley will have a high of 83 degrees tomorrow, 76 in Tehachapi and 75 in Fraser Park. But again, those winds will be ramping up beginning on Thursday, continuing throughout the weekend. So a little bit warm this week, but at least for any of your outdoor plans this weekend, it looks like temperatures are going to be dialing it back just a little bit.
Fall doesn't know what's going on.
No.
It's having a weird transition.
Summer's still wanting to come in.
Poke its way here to Kern County right now. So thanks. What's going on in sports?
Well, we got a lot going on in sports, but before we get to all that, we're going to look at the knockout plays that happened this past weekend. Of course, we give you the high school, the college, the NFL. I got all your highlights coming up next. Welcome back to 23 ABC Sports. I'm Curiosa. Tonight, a highly anticipated rematch on the tennis court took place over at Stockdale High School as the Mustangs hosted the Garces Rams in the regular season finale as the Rams are playing for the outright league title in the Southwest Yosemite League. We'll start off Garces senior Alexia Drulius would get the first win. Then her junior teammate Jackie Sala took another win as the Rams took a 2-0 lead. Rams would take 2 more singles wins, and then the final 2 singles matches would go into a tiebreaker, and it would set it up for Garces junior Sierra Kent, who outlasts the Mustangs as the Rams claim its first outright Southwest Yosemite League title since 2016. Congratulations to those Rams. Well, speaking of some knockout plays, we had some this past weekend on the football field, from high school to college to the NFL. Big plays and some big time moments, and we're going to start it off with those 49ers. The San Francisco Niners played a gritty game this weekend against Washington, sneaking out the 9-0 win thanks to what looks like the league's best defense. A little slip and slide play here from Bosa. They stayed perfect on the season at 6-0, and although we don't get to see Independence grad DJ Reed Jr. on the highlights as much as we like, the free safety, of course, has been enjoying the ride, and we could expect some of those flips after their 6th win on the season. Moving over to college, the Renegades may have fallen on homecoming, but this play stood out. BHS grad Shane Jones with a one-handed grab off of Braden Wingle pass. Big-time play, and Jones would also finish the game with a touchdown on a 33-yard pass. Bakersfield College will look to bounce back this week with another home game, looking for that first home win of this season. Well, coming into Friday night, Ridgeview and BCHS were both undefeated in league play. Bakersfield Christian and Darren Carr had remained perfect in league play since he took over as head coach, and that was back in 2015, while Ridgeview and its new coach, Rich Cornford, had other plans as the Wolfpack went on to win 32-26, knocking the Eagles off their perch in league standings, and it was Ridgeview's rushing game that stalled Bakersfield Christian. With Jaron Amos, who you saw earlier, he had 172 yards and a touchdown, while this guy, Anthony Ramirez, rushed for 161 yards and 4 touchdowns. A record night for Ramirez, who knows it takes the whole team to win.
Feels great, man, helping my team, man. All I know is run and just trying to help out my teammates. I was confident because my team pushed me, man. That's all you need is your teammates. They're our biggest target, but we still got to keep pushing forward. It's not the last game.
It's not the last game, but in honor of breast cancer awareness, the Wolfpack hosted a pink out. And before the game, one young man who's been affected by this disease received support from the Wolfpack team as they dropped pink flowers in the end zone and, of course, took a moment to embrace him. Pretty cool thing. And, of course, we've been seeing a lot of pink all around the county as October is known as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So across sports, as I said, all over town, we've seen pink scattered throughout those games. And for Condors goalie Stuart Skinner, he sports pink throughout the entire season. When Skinner was playing at the youth hockey level, his friend Nolan Uremko lived with him at the time. Well, Nolan's mom, Tammy, found out she had breast cancer when they were living together. Skinner then made the decision to support her fight and has continued to honor Tammy, a survivor, along with all those who are battling or who have battled breast cancer, sporting a pink ribbon on his helmet.
Ever since that day, I got it painted on the back of my mask just to support them as my friends, and obviously his mom Tammy, and like she's my family as well. So just being able to support those people and support family, no matter who's going through that tough time, just being able to say, I'm with you guys and I support you guys, and we all love you guys.
The support and love is strong all around. Skinner has been taking over for Shane Starrett between the pipes, who is dealing with an injury, and the Condors will be back on home ice on Wednesday night. But we love to see the breast cancer awareness support. Well, we are less than a day away from the Blue Gold Scrimmage, an event that signifies that the CSUB basketball season is right around the corner. Well, we talked about the men's team and the changes they made on the roster this offseason last week. Well, for the women, they're returning some key players this season, including some players from injury. But the ladies, of course, lost 3 of their leading scorers to graduation, but are returning players that made a difference on the roster last season, but now they return with some experience under their belts. They're also returning to the season with a hunger to obtain what they haven't, a WAC championship, also knowing that despite a younger team, this will be their last shot to do so before moving to the Big West.
So much motivation, like coming so close so many times, like you just want to finally do it before you leave. So we're going to try to go out with a bang. That's our goal, that's our plan, and hopefully we'll be successful with it.
My stomach is on E, like I need to eat. Like I'm so ready to get this WAC championship, and I've never been so ready in my life before. Like this year, I'm really like, we have to get it because this is our last chance. This is our last mark that we're leaving on the WAC.
Of course, we love to hear that she's hungry for some wins.
On E. She needs to eat.
Love it, Vanessa. Love that energy. But also, who's on E? The Lakers and Clippers, they're hungry to get back to their season, get some wins. They start the NBA season tomorrow as well, so a lot and basketball coming our way.
Can you believe that?
No.
All the sports going on.
Wow.
I love it. Keeps you busy.
Playoff season too.
Yes, we love it.
It is fun. And when we come back, I have one final check of your forecast. A big warm-up on the way to end your work week.
Welcome back, and finally tonight there's a good reason to look up to the sky. The Orion's meteor shower expected to peak overnight into Tuesday morning, according to the American Meteor Society. 15 to 20 meteors per hour expected to peak early Tuesday morning. Unfortunately, the moon may be bright for many. Also, the skies over Bakersfield. If you're in the mountains, though, it could be a good chance to see it. The meteor shower depends on factors like weather, the location, but perhaps if you're in the rural areas and away from lights, you could see some tonight.
Yeah, you might as well go out and check.
I know, is that the Big Dipper? Was that the Big Dipper?
I think so.
No.
I heard that Utah is going to be a really good spot. So if you have family there, maybe they can snap a photo for you.
Not now. Don't call them now.
Yeah.
Check in with them tomorrow.
Good morning.
Well, we are tracking very warm temperatures across the region for the next several days, all thanks to high pressure. So we were above average today, and that's only going to continue nearing 90 degrees by Friday, but then a nice drop as we head into early next week, hoping that stays for Halloween.
Coaster going that way.
Yeah.
That's it for us at 11. Thanks for being with us. We'll look for you again tomorrow evening.